Hello, man. How's it going? I'm just kind of getting ready here. Dappergan says, let's go. How's everyone doing this Sunday evening? It's been quite a run, huh? Quite a lot of stuff going on with Omi token. Really exciting things as well. So So let's get into it here. Let's look at price. Abe says, did you get more Omi, Dan? I did. Not as much as I would have liked because the price just kind of jumped and escaped me. But I did get quite a bit more than I had before, maybe 50% more. I still have more money to throw at this thing. I don't know. Really don't know what I'm going to do in terms of trades exactly. I'm still kind of debating about it. Daniel White says, Dan the man, it's a definite hodl on the token and collectibles for sure. Andy says, morning from Australia. Nick Martin says, do you think the price is going to dump again after the pump? So, Amy, how's it going? Good to see you there. So let's look at the price. I think everyone is really concerned about what is going to happen with the price. And you might have, if you're on Twitter or you see the YouTubers, they might be talking about certain price levels. And maybe you don't. I don't know. I want to just tell you mine. And it's in line with kind of technical analysis. So let's see here. Let's go to the 1 hour chart, if we will here. If you'll cooperate with me. What does that look like on your screen? Let me see. Kind of looks like crap. Let's see. Okay. Maybe this will have to do here because of my widescreen. Still playing with those settings. So, you know, as you can kind of see here, let's kind of refresh this here. Get a better view. We're trading at 5.9. And, you know, past couple of days, we definitely have pumped, right? We've kind of broken a lot of levels, broken that 5.0 level. That was really kind of holding us down for quite some time, kind of pushing through. And I was actually a little bit surprised that we did get to the 6.2, 6.3 type level, I think, at the highs. Where is that? Anyways, a little bit surprising. So where do we think the price is going to go overall? And I think the best way to really kind of answer this is to look at historic levels. That's really the only thing we have to go off of. So I've said here before that if we can break that 4850 level, it's kind of off to the races in price discovery mode. And if you don't believe me, you know, you can kind of zoom out. And I know there's some debate on price. It's kind of, it's fluctuating. But if you look at this view here, it's all in the green on the 1 day chart. So we are moving up. I know a lot of us are just continually looking at our portfolios because we're so excited, but this is good for us. Since we broke that 5.0 level of resistance, really we are in a price discovery mode until we get to roughly 7.0. I think that's a good spot to really, because we kind of have a head and shoulders type pattern here. So this is where I think 7.0 is where we will face the next wave of resistance. And I'm assuming in this situation that people are not, the whales, the large Omi holders are not selling off, because I think if we don't have that kind of massive sell-off we have seen before, and if you've seen my channel, we have talked a little bit about that, I think we can get to 7.0. Now, the question and why I'm a little bit hesitant to say definitively that we're going there anytime soon is there could be large sell-offs at any time, and it can drop the price. So we even saw today, this morning, when I woke up, or when I went to bed last night, it was 5859. I made a buy at that level. And then when I woke up this morning, it was trading at 5253, representing a pretty large sell-off. So 6 cent, or 0.0006 cents, kind of knocked off the price right there. So that could possibly happen. But let's kind of go back to the chat here, and let's kind of take some general questions. Ryan Merrick says, been in the black, keep it rolling. Yeah, my first buys were at like 80. So 7880. So I've been dollar cost averaging. And I had actually, when I look back at my trading record, I got a lot of Omi at the 30 level. It's really kind of nice. So I am definitely up. Let's see, how much am I up overall? I would say 25% altogether in my current Omi portfolio. So it's really, really nice. Maybe some of you guys have a lot more. Maybe some of you guys are still in the red a little bit, but we are going in the right direction. If AXS can go from 50 cents to $70 in 7 months, don't count $1 Omi within the year. Well, the inherent problem with that is AXS has a lot less tokens. That's kind of the issue. It's kind of a market cap kind of dilemma. It's a common misconception and mistake. Dude, KC is playing the Ravens, worst timing ever. Yeah, I know. I was going to do a little bit earlier, but I got stuck at work. I just got off, just had dinner. I am a little bit tired and fatigued. I had some medical emergencies to take care of, so a little bit worn out. Daniel White says, I didn't think we would hit that 0.006 that quick either. Hey, I was a little bit surprised, but in hindsight, we have so much news. And even I was on a Twitter space, and it was a bunch of really checked marked Twitter people, big names, talking about if the title of the whole Twitter spaces was, could Disney NFTs be worth more than like everything else in the next year? And they were talking about that. It was actually really, really interesting. There's a bunch of people in the community talking about that. And that was really interesting from just an analysis perspective. We can get into that a little bit later. But I really do think that Omi can moon a lot sooner than I anticipated. Because on one hand, it's easy to hear people like me, people like Cavell talking about Omi mooning. And that's one thing. But when you hear people in business, business advisors, artists, big names talking about Omi token as well, that's when the gears really, really start turning and starts to get a little bit exciting, right? Because me, in the grand scheme of things, I'm just a nobody, but some of these big guys, big players out there talking about Disney NFTs, Marvel NFTs is really, really exciting. And I think we really are early. And part of the reason I want to talk about this is I'm thinking about reallocating a lot of my cryptocurrency I have, selling and putting more money into Omi. On one hand, I do want to be a little bit diversified. I do want to keep a little bit of Ethereum and Bitcoin, but I want to put more into Omi because I still think it's really, really undervalued. Really, really undervalued. I personally know a whale who isn't close selling, holding long term. Yeah. There are some huge whales out there, though. And anyways, I don't want to talk too much about that, but that's always the fear, is because even though we're going up in price and we haven't seen that many massive sell walls like we did before, it's still popping up, but I don't think we're being played with as much as we have before, because I think they want to get some profit too, An alien on YouTube says, when is this thing going to get to $1? I've said $5. I've said 5 years, but I think it could be sooner. I really do. What is the latest on Immutable? So you might have seen on social media, but they have announced that you can no longer on Uniswap go from Omi to convert it to Womi, which is like the Ethereum-based decentralized trading token. It represents Omi, but on the ERC20, not Immutable. But they've paused that trading because they're getting ready for Immutable. So it's happening. That's like the beginning step there. I mean, I do anticipate a pump once that's formally announced that it's happening. And Reese has even said on Telegram that he is writing articles on telling us how we can migrate our tokens over. So expect an equally interesting pump after that gets announced. A lot of burning happening tonight. Good day, Daniel. Always on Omi stream. So, I don't think I put out any videos on this. I've talked about VeVe Land, did a couple videos on it a while back, a couple months ago. And I'm really interested in land because I think it's definitely the key for us to really start burning these circulating tokens. And I want to give you an example. Let's see here. Let's look at a metaverse called the Sandbox, and they sell land. And if you look at it, you'll see things like these different plots. I know these plots don't do it justice, but it's selling for things like half an ETH, $1,500. Some are selling for a lot more. And then when you think about land, you don't just sell a vacant lot. You have to sell accessories. You have to sell building materials, or maybe you just sell houses. So with land sales, there has to be accessories that you want to buy. And the cumulative effect of, I think, buying land, burning those tokens, having people wanting to build build houses on this land, build accessories to decorate their house or amplify their land or their showroom in some way, really introduces a lot of stuff that can be potentially done. I mean, look at some of these things here. On one hand, the land is being sold in ETH, which I think is interesting, but the accessories and all these other little playthings, for lack of a better word, it's selling for like 200 sand. I think they can do the exact same thing with Omi, the Metaverse, the VeVeverse. And if you listen to Alex on the Women of VeVe stream, he talked about, was it him or was it Dan Crothers? I forget. It's all kind of going together, but I think it was Dan Crothers, actually, now that I think about it. But he mentioned, or one of them mentioned, how they're going to look at what the other metaverses are doing in terms of land. So it really makes me think that they really don't, I think they're responding to what we want, but they kind of don't have an idea. So I think it's going to be heavily influenced based off of Sandbox and Decentraland, because really even Decentraland has done it first, and it's kind of a no-brainer. It's to follow what everyone else is doing because everyone else is doing it because it works. I mean, look at these things, these little accessories that you can buy. Like, for some odd reason, people want to buy this little bat, Negan's Lucille. Well, okay, I mean, maybe I understand now why that's valuable, but that's like 0.245 ETH. I mean, golly, that's like $600 or something, maybe more, for this little bat. I mean, imagine having characters, Batman, you can buy maybe a Batmobile for him, for something like this. I mean, people are buying this up, and it's kind of insane to me. So imagine what they could do with the VeVeverse, with the Omi tokens. I mean, we're truly early, guys. I mean, let's look at another one. I really like Decentraland because they kind of did it first, and they did it really well. So let me see here. Decentraland. Okay. Here we go. Look at this. This is sales history within 7 days. And how much is that? $18,000? $18,000 in 7 days. worth of sales. $10,000 for primary sales. Now remember, Decentraland is not as popular, so maybe that's not an attractive number to see, but imagine selling land or even following exactly what Decentraland and Sandbox is doing. Imagine the possibilities here. And here we have accessories too. I think accessories could be another massive thing that, of course, if you're smart, you're realizing that accessories come with the land. Accessories like houses, accessories for your collectibles, that has to come. And by extension, you have to do something cool with your land. It's not just an empty plot. So that's not priced in yet because that's not something they have talked about. But we know if we look at other metaverses that this is what has to happen. It has to happen this way. So I'm mega bullish on land because I think it brings a lot of opportunity. And I think there's an implication that they're going to be burning so many tokens. So when I did the assessment, the value analysis, when I looked at how my portfolio is doing, like, Bitcoin, I have a little bit of Bitcoin. What are they saying? 100,000 by the end of the year. That's double your money. If you bought at 0.0025, and I know a lot of you guys have made buys at that level, you've already doubled your money. You're more than doubled your money. And there's still a lot more room to grow. So I think there's a lot more profit we can potentially see with Omi compared to any other token right now. I really believe that. So the thing about the Omi token is anytime there's a higher gain, potential gain, there's higher risk. So what is the risk? Well, it's an altcoin. It's kind of a startup. But if you've been following this community, you know the best is yet to come. So I think the risk is small, really, really small. I think this is, if you guys are in Omi, I know a lot of you are, if not each and every one of you, now's the time to really get in a big, big way. I'm definitely going to be making a lot of buys here. And I'm sorry, maybe I'm not energetic. Maybe I'm not as focused. I definitely feel it. I feel fatigued. So I apologize for that. The VeVeverse will burn through the reserve. Yeah, on one hand, but also they've said before that we're going to have the ability to buy these land accessories or collectibles, other things with Omi. So that's going to also burn from the circulating supply, and that's going to really pump the price there. Hold Yoda, good question. Why is it the most important week this week? Because I really do believe what you do this week, and maybe it might be 2 weeks, you know what I mean? A week and a half, whatever. These next couple weeks are really, really pivotal. Why? Not in terms of news necessarily, because we know the news is coming at the end of September, possibly very, very early October. But your actions today will determine how much money you make in the future. That's why this week is important. If you're thinking, oh, I'm scared, I don't know if I should buy at 6.0, it seems so much more expensive than what it was at 3.5, you're going to miss a lot of profit. It's going to move quickly. It's already moving quickly now. It's going to get a little bit quicker as we chug along here. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sit around trying to be risk adverse, and then it pops to 1 cent, and then you're going to FOMO in? I mean, I want to tell you guys, I've already missed the boat a little bit because I kind of lagged a little bit. I was waiting on some funds to settle. I should have just wired some money to Coinbase, like one of my viewers said. I should have wired into Coinbase Pro so I could have shoved all my money into Omi when it was like, what, I don't know, 3.8, 3.5, something like that. But I didn't. I was like, oh, I have a little bit of time, and it's cost me because now it's getting to the point where it's almost double the cost to get the same amount of Omi. Sucks for me. But it's okay. In the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. But the cheaper you get your tokens, the more profit you're going to realize. So that's why I think it's important this week. I'm hoping to put out a couple of videos. I am still a little bit busy. I'm off tomorrow. I'm hoping to do a video, put one out if I can. Work the next 2 days after that, but I have Thursday off. I'm going to do some videos. Friday, I got a wedding to go to, or is it Friday? I don't know. I can't even keep track anymore of my schedule. But I have a big collab. It is Friday. I have a big collab coming with, what's his face? Cavell Anderson. I've been wanting this my whole YouTube career. I've been waiting for this. I was like, if I could do a Cavell Anderson collaboration, I'm going to drop my proverbial YouTube mic and walk away. No. I'm not going to walk away. It's too fun. But that's a big pivotal moment for my YouTube career. That's something that I know may not seem much, but for me, it means a lot to do a collab with him. I really like Cavell's channel. Jose says he's already making 100% gain on his Omi. Do you think we'll go below 0.005 again like it was the last time? It's hard for me to make these predictions because I don't like to be wrong because so much can happen. But I will say I don't think so. Now, I'm not a guru. I'm not anything like that. I've been wrong. I could be wrong here, but I personally don't think so. The real Randy Chavez, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Thanks for always supporting my stream. I do appreciate it. I know you have a donation for me down here. I appreciate it. Real Randy Chavez, $2. I stopped my stream so I can listen to yours. I really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate the donation. All proceeds go into the channel. I recently made a big purchase. I think it was almost $800 I bought worth of audio equipment. I am doing a full audio modification or expansion of my audio capabilities. So we're going to get a better mic and a stand and some devices and things like that. So hopefully my audio quality improves. I really want better quality audio, and then we'll work on the visual. So all proceeds go to the channel. You don't have to donate. I prefer you save your money for Omi, but if you do, I really do appreciate it. You don't have to do that. What if you built uncommon construction equipment? You could rent your equipment out for people to use. So essentially making a VeVeverse company. That would be, that would be interesting. I don't know if they would do that, to be honest. It seems like construction equipment seems like an unnecessary step. You know what I mean? I do like the cool factor about that. But imagine making a bar. And someone actually told me this is not my idea, but imagine making a really, really cool bar. Kind of like how they're doing with the showrooms. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of them. They make like a nightclub type thing, out of all the collectibles, they turn it into a showroom and I don't know how they do that, but they do. But imagine building a really cool nightclub and imagine having people perform, or, you could be like, you pay a small cover, like, I don't know, 1,000 Omi or something like that. And you get in and then you can watch like a show, and maybe just it'd be someone like playing here. It's like we're all in a little bar talking, but we can see like this screen, and someone's playing an instrument or something, or like a band or like anything. I mean, imagine charging for that. I mean, and you have like cool, I mean, there's so much that could possibly be done with this. And I think it's really, really cool. Jennifer says, I think if we get Harry Potter and being able to cast spells in the VeVeverse, the sky's the limit. I feel like they would, I don't know what that would look like, but imagine you have your little house in VeVe City, and then you can go to Harry Potter World, and it's just like an amusement park, because they've said that before. It could be like Disneyland of NFTs, and going to like all those places in Harry Potter. That would be really cool. Like flying a broom. I mean, just so much you can do. You can get in your Harry Potter themed avatar. You can rent or just buy a broom. I know those racing brooms or whatever that they're flying around in. It's been a long time since I read the books and watched the movies. And playing Quidditch. What if you could just play Quidditch? I mean, the sky's the limit. And what if they just outsource this? Like, what if, like, whoever owns Harry Potter, like they commission They buy some land for this kind of Disneyland type park, this Harry Potter-esque world, and then VeVe or Ecomi builds it, or probably outsources it to be built, or I don't know how that would work, but maybe whoever owns Harry Potter would pay for the land and then commission a Harry Potter world. That would be really, really cool to me. I think that would be amazing. You sold your properties at the perfect time. Yeah. And real estate transactions take forever. So I got in kind of lucky. I mean, it could have been worse. I could have still being trying to sell my properties right now. That would really suck. I'm also contemplating selling some BTC for Omi, but the scarcity and institutional demand keeps me from doing so. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you got to take a risk here. You got to take a chance. You got to say, honestly, I don't think I would ever sell all my Bitcoin, but I am going to, like, for example, I told you guys, I don't know when this happened, but I'm in Cosmos, and that's doubled for me. And I didn't think it would. Personally, I just put some in Cosmos because I like the interest rate, and I thought it was a cool name. That's like such a bad reason to invest. I feel like a moon boy talking like that, but that's what I did. And I doubled my money. So doubling up your money, that's pretty good. You know, like maybe I can cash some of that out and actually throw all of it into Omi or something. Anyways, we're all going to wish we had shoved in more funds, hindsight. You know, here's the thing. You guys who are watching these YouTube videos, you're watching people like Randy, you're watching people like Taps. We know, maybe we don't know 100%, but we know with like pretty much 90-degree certainty, high confidence, that we have Pokemon, we have Star Wars, and you know that's going to pump. So we have an early, what I like to call informational advantage over the common person. My father-in-law, he only knows a little bit about Omi because he subscribes to my channel. And I don't think he watches my videos, but he knows about it. But if you don't watch these videos, if you're not even in the NFT space or you're not even in crypto, you know nothing about it. So by the time they find out about it, that it's going to be too late because it's going to already have mooned. We're going to get a headline on the news that says Omi token goes from 5 cents to $1 in 1 year. And then people are going to be like, oh, wow, that's a crazy good investment. Then they're going to get in and it's going to go even higher. But we already have gotten in because we took the risk. We knew we have an informational advantage over so many people out there. We are truly lucky, man. We are so lucky. Cavell was the hype master very early. I was addicted to his videos. Yeah. You know, a lot of the other YouTubers, they stood on his, I mean, not all of them, but for me, I stood on the shoulder of a giant, Cavell. And his early information, all this stuff really did help me and open my eyes to Omi. So I owe him quite a bit. Commander Shepard, Mass Effect fan, probably. Thank you for your $2.99 donation. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, everything goes to the channel right now, not in my pocket. Got 4.5 million. I really wanted 10 and just settle for 5 or 6. Yeah, I was actually, it kind of sucks because I was planning on getting close to 20 million by now. That's my goal, by the way, if you don't know. I don't like to share my portfolio. I don't like to share exactly how much I have, but my goal is 20 million. But now it's like, I'm probably going to get half that right now. I'd have to like start selling more stuff. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to sell more stuff. Ray says, I've decided to use my capital instead of waiting for the dip. I think that's fine. I think you should dollar cost average though. As it goes, Omi YouTubers have been calling this for months. Got to read the signs, people. But any money you made in Omi now, I'm sure y'all will prosper. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I started my channel when it was dipping. And I've been saying the exact same thing the whole entire time. Different message, but I was like, wait, right? Don't sell. Just wait until it goes back up. And obviously it took a lot longer, but I've been saying the same message over and over and over. And I believed it. And I only have more confidence now than I ever did. You know, we've said before in the channel, we know it's going to eventually go back up. And people were like, your guys' token is a piece of crap. It's a rug pull, because honestly, the chart really did look like a rug pull chart. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen Bonfire token? It's basically a dead project, but it looks just like Omi. It just shoots back up and goes straight down. So if you don't do any research, if you just look at the chart, yeah, it looks exactly like a rug pull chart. But we knew. Commander Shepard, dang it, my super chat didn't send. Luckily, Omi is cruising. Love the content, Dan. My question is 1 cent October, 5 cent in a year on still. Yeah. And remember, I kind of hedge myself a little bit. I use a range because I don't know. And I think ranges are better. And I'll say why in a second. So I think obviously by now, you guys should believe that 1 cent is reasonable by October. And I've said this before too. If we don't hit 1 cent by end of October, the chances of hitting 5 cents is nil. I've said that. Right now, we got a high at about 0.0063. So it's not too much of a stretch to assume we can hit 1 cent soon. But if we were like at 0.0025 by October, after all that news, I don't know. Obviously, that's not happening. So yeah, I still believe that if we can hit 1 cent by October, and it's looking like it's going to be sooner rather than later, I still believe it's possible to hit 5 cents by the end of the year with all the exchanges coming. I think we're going to be surprised by an exchange. I think it's going to be Coinbase. Now, this is my speculation. It's based off of no information, just intuition. But I think Coinbase is coming soon. They got Shibu Inu. They got that coin. Why would they not have Omi? You know? Have you guys seen? I got to show you guys this coin. It's kind of crazy to me. Do you guys ever watch Jake Gagan? He used to be an ecomi guy. Now he's like a Satama shill. But check a look at this chart, man. So Satama, this was like the all-time high, but something happened. Maybe it's Jake Gagan, but something happened where this token pushed. Now, these, I don't even want to count how many zeros that is, but obviously if you bought here, that seems like a lot of money, don't you think? But I imagine Omi chart will look like this. And they got like, I can't even count this high, man. More than 1 trillion tokens. Is it quadrillion? I don't even know. Is it quadrillion? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'm obviously uneducated, but that thing pumped. And I imagine our chart is going to look like that too. I really do believe that. Could you talk with Cavell why he sees a $10 Omi? What does he see in gamification that can raise the price so much more? If you listen to him, he doesn't really give specifics, right? He just says things like, which I'm not bashing him for. He's just saying, he says the same thing I'd say. VeVe is going to be big, gamification, all the licenses, Alcon, Pokemon. It's those buzzwords that people say over and over and over. And I say that stuff too, but our conclusions are different. So you're using the same information. We agree with the same stuff, but the ability to actually have a price is our price speculation is different. That's all it is. How can Omi token price go up without the market cap going up. Circulation burns. Yes, that's exactly it. Now, I hope you guys know, but we have 2 rounds of founder unlocks coming. And eventually we're going to have about, at the end of Q1 2022, 313 billion tokens. That's the cap. That's the most that will ever be in the market. Now, that's a lot. It is a lot. But we're going to have a lot of burns, and we're going to be burning circulating supply. So we're going to have a deflationary play. The value of the token is not scarcity. It's not just scarcity. It's value. And that's what every token needs to eventually evolve into. It needs to provide value. Gone are the days where, at least I think so, where you can have a Bitcoin which just exists. There can only be one store of value, and I think that's Bitcoin. Everything else needs to evolve from scarcity plays to value plays, and that's what they're going to be doing with the VeVeverse. I feel like 1 million isn't enough anymore. What do you think, Dan? I think 1 million is fine. My most bear case is if you have 1 million, I need to do the math. I think it's 100,000. But if you do the math and you have 1 million Omi, you put in like at these prices $5,000 to $6,000, and you hit 10 cents. My absolute bear case. What is that? I think it's $100,000, right? Yeah. $100,000. That's a lot of money. Now, it may not seem like it when you compare yourself to others, but $100,000, you can do quite a lot with that. You could have bought one of my crappy rental properties for $100,000 cash, or you can pay for law school, or you can explore the world for 2 years, start a YouTube channel, and travel the world for 2 years. I mean, you shouldn't roll your eyes at $100,000. That's a lot of money. What do you think about the collectibles? I bought the animated ultra rare Spider-Man. That was edition 253. I was curious what this may be worth in the future. I'm not a big collectible guy, but I think that the collectibles right now, not for every single collectible, but I think for the truly valuable collectibles, it's going to be worth a lot more in next year. I would hold it for at least a year before I would even consider selling. Do you think there could be a day where if you're like single, it's like you don't have a crappy car, your clothes aren't the nicest, you rent a small apartment, but you have like bomb NFTs? Do you think that's enough to like get a date with a pretty girl? Like, I don't have much, baby, but I got a Rizzo. I don't know. I wonder what culture is going to be like 30 years from now when I'm old and decrepit. I wonder what culture is going to be like. Ryan Merrick, sell more stuff. You sound like Randy. Yeah, I think there is something wise about going all in with 100% conviction. So I'm thinking about it. I'm not going to go all in. I'm not going to sell all my 401k stuff. That's my retirement policy. But I want more Omi than I have now. I was hoping to get somewhere close to 20 million, between 10 and 20 million by now. And now I'm probably not going to hit that. So we'll see. What is the price of Omi right now? Is it dropping? 5.9. Okay. Nothing to worry about. Zakar says, eating Italian food, but I figured I'd drop you a line real quick. Here's for the diaper fund for Baby Lee. Thank you, Zach. Zach, you've been a great supporter. I really need to start adding up your contributions so I can put it on my wall. I don't really know how to do that, but I figured you've probably donated at least $100 to me by this point, man. But hey, I always appreciate it. You don't have to do that. You could put it more into Omi, buy a dessert or something. But I do appreciate it. All of it goes towards the channel, not in my pocket. Matt Ron, how's it going, man? Not uncommon for cryptos to dip severely, then recover and have a huge boom. Agreed. When is the next founder token unlock happening? I don't think they've formally announced it, but I know it's going to be, because we had one of them in August. So that was Q3. So Q4 is technically October, November, December. So somewhere in that time frame. Maybe November? I don't know. Maybe October. Room says, do you think these whale traders who've been pumping and dumping this project aren't responsible for the latest pump? They always dump after the pump and news settles. Well, in order for them to pump the price, they actually have to buy Omi tokens. So, okay, well, you're saying whale traders. I mean, they have to buy more. So I guess they could be doing that, but I think it's just us getting into Omi. Now, if it's easy to dump if you're a whale, because you don't have to do anything except sell, and then don't put any of your fiat into it. Lamar, I have 1.5 million Omi. I'm giddy at the thought of what the future holds and what I can do for my 3-year-old son, Lincoln. Yeah, man, it's going to be life-changing for us. I don't know how to convey that enough. It's going to be life-changing for us. Your guys are going to be thanking me for holding your hand through all, holding your guys' hand through all this. And I know some of you, like all you guys on Twitter who are like diamond handing, we're going to be thanking these diamond handers for getting us through this time, because in a couple years, we're going to be really, really happy. And I'm very excited to see what the future brings for us. I know what I'm going to do. I'm a frugal man, but to me, money represents freedom to do whatever I want. You know, right now, I can't just do a video a day on YouTube like I would like. I have to work. Though I love my job, I get a lot of satisfaction from working in healthcare, saving lives. How many lives I've truly saved where I know I'm the one that made the difference? Maybe about 4 or 5 in the past 2 years. But that's a lot of satisfaction. I would never want to leave my job. But just to have the freedom to work less would be amazing. It would be amazing. Sabier says, remember me, Omi will drop to 0.004. It's possible. I won't say it's impossible. You know, actually, I got some hate on Twitter recently, and I kind of don't get it. It's like, I didn't even say anything. This guy was like, if Omi hits 5, it wasn't the guy who said he was going to drink his pee in jest. This guy was more like negative about it. Different person. He was like, if Omi hits 5 cents, I'm going to drink your pee. So I said, well, urine is sterile. So if you drank it, probably be okay. It's a survival technique. And this guy said I was a smart ass. And it was kind of a little bit hateful towards me on Twitter. And it's interesting because I don't get why would you hate someone for investing their money? You know what I mean? It's like, if my neighbor down the road invests in Ford, I'm not going to go over to his house and hate on him for investing in Ford. Yet when I invest in Omi, and I wasn't even talking about something in particular, it was just, I made a comment because I thought that was funny. He has to hate. It's like, okay, who cares if I lose money? Why do you care? Why do you care if I lose money or other people lose money? I don't get it. I don't care if other people are losing money in Bonfire token. I don't say I do say it's a shit token, but I don't hate on them for buying it. Like my whale interview, I don't know if you guys, some of you guys saw it from Radiomi. He was like, I invested, lost some money in Safe Moon and Bonfire token. And I kind of like cringed a little bit, but I didn't hate him for it. I wasn't like, you're an idiot. Why would I say that? That's not my place. It's not my money. That's like hating on people for like buying groceries for spending your money. Like, gosh, I don't get it. It's only in crypto or like meme stocks. If I buy land from Omi, excuse me. If I buy land from your user, Omi goes where? It's a good question, actually. I mean, there's probably going to be a fee. I'm going to guess like a 2.5% transaction fee. Just Decentraland does it. I'm citing Decentraland again. But they're probably going to charge a 2.5% fee. Take that Omi and burn it. But if Omi's trading hands between me and you can't burn that Omi. That's part of the transaction. So, still. And why do they want to do that? Well, they hold a lot of Omi too. So maybe they don't get cash from this transaction. They don't get fiat from it. But the more tokens that are burnt, the more valuable their tokens are. And I'll be honest, guys, ecomi has a lot of tokens. 20% of the supply is founder tokens. I mean, I'm sure they spent some of it already. Another 20% is business development. So 40% is business development and founder tokens. So they control a lot of the supply. So of course they want to reduce that supply, thus increasing their tokens as well. Andrew, I think this is a good one. So frustrating wanting to buy more Omi, but not having any more money or things to sell. Honestly, if I were you, and I've actually done this, even though I have a really good job, I have done this last year during the pandemic, just DoorDash. That's what I would do, man. I'm assuming you have a car and you're in a situation where you can. I would just DoorDash. I love delivering food. It's the easiest job. It's like no one's bossing you around. You just wait there, pick up your food, click on the app, drive somewhere, listen to your music. Smoke a cigarette if you smoke cigarettes. I don't, or try not to. And then deliver food and get like $3 to $8. Do that on lunchtime. Do that in dinner. Still have plenty of time to chill. Get some extra money that way. That's what I would do. If you get overtime at your job, get some overtime. What are other ways to make money, actually? Donate plasma. That could be good. I don't really know that many other ways, actually. How does the price go up if there's no utility for the coin? Like, how does buying more increase the price? Really? Well, if there's less of it, if there's more demand for something, it's going to increase the price, right? You could see that with anything, really, like the housing market. If there's not a lot of houses on the market, it increases the price. That's what happened to me. I bought my one of my crappy rental properties for like $75,000 and sold it for $88,000 in 1 year. So that's good. So supply and demand. Is it possible to retire with 5 million Omi? I mean, it depends where you live. I get this question all the time, and my answer is always the same. Oh, by the way, I need to shill this shirt. If you guys are interested in a shirt, I do have a ecomi to the moon shirt. Ecomi to the moon shirt. I don't know how much it is, But if you want to support the channel, the description below, go to the website. Wannabe Champ runs a store. Use the discount code LEE10 and get 10% off your order. And I get some money. It's not a lot. Enough to buy like something from McDonald's. Okay. Is it entirely possible to retire with 5 million Omi? Okay. Depends where you live. I'm assuming you live in the US. And remember, my bear case is 10 cents. So you're saying 5 million Omi. Okay. Sure, someone's already done the math. 500,000? It's 500,000. $500,000. Is that enough to retire? Probably not. And I'll be honest, there's not a lot of business opportunities or investments where after you make the investment, you can retire. Let's just be really, really honest. I mean, maybe Omi could. If you got in Bitcoin back in the day and held it, maybe you could retire off that. But there's not a lot of opportunities like that. The only way you can really get into that is if you get into something like crypto early. So what I'm thinking is, this is my strategy, by the way. I forgot I wanted to talk about this. This is my strategy. But how I'm going to segue into it is by saying that you don't get rich just off of one investment. It's typically, you got to do a couple like flips, for lack of a better word. Randy Chavez, perfect example. I don't know when he did it, but he got the Tesla stock, boomed up. He eventually had 6 figures. I don't know if he was doing this at the same time, but he got the Pokemon cards that he's selling now. And that made obviously a lot of money for him. And now he's putting it all into Omi. So he had to do 2 or so like good investments, great investments. And now he's primed in a position where he could really, truly retire and make it. He has 100 million plus Omi. So that's kind of what you have to do. So my strategy for land is this. Once Omi gets to a certain point, I don't know when that will be. Let's just say 10 cents. I'm going to have a good little portfolio. I'm going to be pretty happy. I'll probably take 20% off the top, take that fiat, get it back. The rest, so I'm going to have like 80% left. So out of that pot, 50% of it I am going to devote to land sales because I'm going to push all my money into land, or 50% of that Omi portfolio into land. And that's going to be the next level. That's going to get me to retirement. That's my plan. So I get my Omi. Hopefully I can get them in now. Remember, I think buying now is the best time. Let's see what the price is. Hopefully it's still 5.9. We're safe, guys, for now, and sleep well knowing that it's 5.9 right now. So Omi portfolio gets to 10 cents. Going to be happy. Take a little bit of profit to do whatever, do something else, maybe different investment. Then invest half of it into land. And I'm going to get as much land as I possibly can. Hopefully it's a lot of land. Hopefully it's a lot. And then I'm going to let that appreciate. And why would you do that? Because land in metaverses are hot. Let me see. Let me put this screen up here. Okay, this little article says the metaverse bet. Crypto-rich investors snap up virtual real estate. It's Reuters here, so reputable resource. The summary is metaverse real estate plots can sell for $500,000. Atari tells Reuters it'll open its own virtual world. Investors warn of NFT price bubbles and losses risk. And let's see if they have a sale here, the best sale. Decentraland sees more than 50 million in total sales, including land, avatars, wearables, usernames like virtual outfits. Patch of land sold for $572,000 on April 11th, which was a record. And how are we going to do the land? I don't know exactly how, but I could speculate that it's going to be just like common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, and secret rare. I think they're going to do it like that. So everyone can have land. Might be small, might not be able to do much with that, but everyone will have a place of land if they want to buy it. If they miss it on a drop, I think you can get it on the secondary market for a little bit more money. But we're wanting the ultra rare. And I wonder if they'll do blind boxes. Do you think they'll do blind box land? That might be interesting. That might be the most democratic way. Otherwise, bots are just going to buy up all that land close to VeVe City, and we're going to be stuck in the slums. Obadiah says, 200 plus people watching, hit that. Hey, man, it's been a long time since I've seen you comment, man. I remember some of my old investors, or my old viewers, investors. Jose Valdez, finally in the 1% of Omi holders. I might have to settle for 2%, but maybe I can get close to like 1.5%. I don't know. Dancing Nidorina. What is that? Is that an anime thing? What is the price prediction? 5 cents in a year. Sell your testes for 30K. That's not nearly enough money. Where are you from? 75 for rental sounds crazy cheap. I live in the Midwest. I live in Oklahoma. I had properties in Oklahoma. I had 2, or technically 3. And I have a couple in Mississippi, which I might sell as well. I might sell those. The thing about that house, though, I've never had any issues with that. So I get $300 free cash flow after all expenses every month, and I don't have to worry about it. I haven't even seen it. I've never even looked at it in real life besides pictures. I did see that the VeVe NFTs are going up, probably in preparation for the perception that OpenSea is going to jack up the value. Which I'm not really, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe they will. They probably will. That's what everyone says. What do you think about retiring on 10 million Omi? Says Mr. Roderick Wright. That's $1 million. Excuse me. If we hit 10 cents, that's $1 million. You got to pay taxes on that, but it would be $1 million. So honestly, I think in this day and age, you need more than that to truly retire. For me, that number is about $2 million. And maybe it should be $3 million, to be honest. Because if I put $3 million in the bank or in a conservative investment, I will get if you use a 4% rule on that, that's like $120,000 a year off of $3 million without touching the principal. The principal is always safe. That's decent. But, I'll be honest, $120,000 a year is not a lot. Even in Oklahoma. I mean, you don't have to worry about paying your bills. You don't have to worry about food. I never worry about a flat tire, because I can pay for it. I never worry about buying a new car. But you're not super rich off $120,000 a year. So you might need more, just depending on what your lifestyle is like and where you live. What do you think a good price to buy into Omi is? I think anything under 6.0 is pretty good right now. Kind of wish I bought it at 5.2, but I was kind of sleeping. I just woke up to that today. How can you tell what percentage of an Omi holder you are? Well, we did a video. I do have a video on that, but it's based off of Twitter. And there's a guy named Jason Kalan who does the rankings. So let me pull that up. That might be fun to take a look at. Oh, here he is. Jason Kalan. Let's look at the rankings. See where we are. So we feel better than other people. It shouldn't be like that, but somehow it is. So we look at this chart here. We talked about this before, but if there's exactly 190 people holding exactly 1 million, that's a little deceptive. That's exactly 1 million. Obviously, there's a lot of people who hold 1 million and 1 million and 2. But that's good to kind of know. To be in the 50th percentile, you have to have 84,000 Omi. 1 million Omi, and you're in the 15%, top 15%. 10 million Omi puts you at 2%. You're a 2%er. I'm hoping to hit at least that here pretty soon. 2%er. Top 1%, 23 million. Yeah, that seems like it's moved a little bit, man. Obviously, the prices are old, so kind of disregard. But, you know, if you got it at the top, 23 million Omi was $311,000. So that's how you know. Cavell Anderson says, if and 10 cents can't be in the same sentence. For sure, man. Terry says 1 million is enough. If you then invest some in a stable business or appreciating asset, you can sell. Yeah, I won't complain if I have $1 million, but I know that if that's all you have, you need to have a little bit more, man. Cavell Anderson, 10 million is more than enough. If you sell when I do, that's 100 million. Yeah, we have a kind of a rivalry here a little bit, and I think it's a friendly rivalry. Actually, I know it's a friendly rivalry. I feel like $1 is the max, and Cavell thinks it's $10. And that's fine because we both use the same data. We both know, being ecomi YouTubers, we know what's coming in the pipeline, but we have different conclusions. And that's really a matter of opinion. Obviously, I would love for Cavell to be right because that would be 10 times my best expectation. Genghis says Lee is handsome today. Well, I appreciate it, brother. I really do. My wife doesn't always say that, but there you go. So I don't know if you guys know this. I haven't formally announced it on my marketing and stuff like that, but Cavell and I are going to have a collaboration. Don't know what we're going to talk about. I'm thinking I might interview him or he might interview me. It might be a combination of both. I will put out some marketing that I think you guys will think will be funny. So take a look out for that. I'll work on that tomorrow. But we're going to have a big collaboration. I'm hoping we're going to hit. I'm hoping we have at least 300 people. Because right now we have 219 on this stream. That's pretty good for just me. But imagine if Cavell's on. I want at least 300. I want 400, really. 400 people. Can you imagine that? So mark your calendars. It's going to be Saturday. It'll be really, really fun. If Cavell, if you're still here, it's my dream, my YouTube career dream to do a collaboration with you. So it's going to be really exciting. Do you think there's a chance Omi could hit $100 10 years down the line? I'll be honest, man, I really don't. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. I don't think that's possible. There needs to be a new YouTuber that's like, I got $100 price prediction and actually means it. You know, it's not in jest. That's what we need. Maybe never mind. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. It'll be a lot of fun. Should I sell 20,000 ADA into Omi even though it will trigger short-term capital gains tax? I really like Omi. I would not do that. I would not do that. And it also depends on what your tax bracket is, man. If your tax bracket is already high, if you're making 6 figures plus, that's like a 20, 25% federal tax bracket rate. That's a huge chunk of change. I would not do that. If you're going to do that, just take some of it, but not the whole thing. Cavell Anderson, I definitely think we can hit higher than $1 if Doge went to 70 cents with Elon and Mark Cuban shilling it. Can you imagine when bigger investors get on board by the next bull run? This is a good response to that. Maxwell says, imagine how crazy the burns and staking end up being. I guess it's possible. Anything is possible. You know what I mean? Cavell says, I can't even seriously consider $100 price prediction. I bow out of any YouTuber has one. I want someone to do it though, because immediately they're going to be the most popular Omi YouTuber. If someone can make a convincing case that $100 Omi is where it's at, they're serious about it, it's on joke, going to be the next big Omi YouTuber. Do you guys have to pay taxes on switching crypto? Every time you trade out an asset for a different asset, it does trigger some degree of it triggers a taxable event. So be careful with that if you're in the US. Also, I'm not a tax advisor, but it is on the IRS FAQ website. Okay. Pedro, how low do you think Omi can drop by the end of year? It cannot go up forever. That's true. I think 1 cent will be the new. It will never go below 1 cent by the end of this year. That's what I believe. Genghis says, I posted film yesterday. David, you talks about the Chinese VeVe business about to start. I think it'll be huge. Share with you. Is it on your channel, man? Here's the thing. There was a David Yu video and it was in Chinese. And I know you're looking at me like I'm going to somehow tell you what that was, but I'm sorry to bust your bubble. I do not know Chinese. I just know English. I am a very whitewashed Asian person. But supposedly David Yu talked about anime, and we need to have our Chinese Omi homies give us an English version because we need to know what that dude said. Is it on your channel? You know what Cavell needs to do? He needs sorry. What he needs to do is he needs to do a react on that Chinese video. And I think that would be freaking hilarious. It's like doesn't know what's going on because it's in Chinese and he's like reacting to it. That's what he needs to do. That'd be so funny, man. Okay. Let's see. Let me check that out. Where Genghis Khan crypto. I did check out your channel one time. Okay. Oh, wow.
think
you know, Cavell needs to do a react to your video. Actually, let me just I won't play the video, but I'll show everyone your video, okay? And maybe I'll play like a very small clip, but
you guys understand how big it is or not, because the market of Chinese is huge, and those people, they're crazy. A lot of reasons.
I just stop it right there. You heard it first. Genghis Khan says that Chinese people are crazy. I hope I don't get canceled for that, but that's what he said. You heard it here first, folks. No, your English is good, man. Your English is good. You guys need to check that out, actually. I'll need to check it out, too, because I heard it was interesting, and I heard they talked about anime. And I know you guys are a lot of big anime fans here. That's got to be big, right? Joseph says, how much Omi do you think it would take to retire? I think 10 to 20 million, you're pretty safe. That's like, I can really retire off that. That's what I would think. That's my goal. That's why that's my goal, 10 to 20 million. Cavell says, I'm going to react to it, translate it, purely a bunch of BS. I want it to be said. He confirmed Pokemon $100 Omi. For sure, man. I mean, you should just react to Genghis Khan Crypto's video, because he's doing it in English. I mean, I'd have to watch it, see what it actually says. But anyways, oh, Joseph, I do appreciate that donation, man. I really do appreciate it. Anyways, I'm going to end it here. I am a little bit tired. You guys kind of invigorated me, got me a little bit excited, but I like to end it on a high note at about an hour's mark. But hey, I do appreciate you guys. Remember, the biggest thing here is I think you guys, and when I say you guys, I really mean me, we need to be getting more of our money into Omi, because this is a pivotal time. We got 1-2 weeks at the best before we're going to see the biggest Omi pump of all time. And just like we're kicking ourselves now for not buying at 2.5, 1.1, 2.5, 3.5, we are going to be kicking ourselves that we didn't get sub 1 cent Omi. You may look at this price and say 6.3. That is expensive. It is compared to where we have been, because we've been in the gutter for so long. But 6.6, 6.2, 6.3, whatever it is, 7.0, that's cheap in the grand scheme of things. I'm really, really passionate about this. We need to get our Omi in now. If you want to get that retirement bag, if you want to retire on Omi, then you need to get your bags in now, guys. Sell things. Sell your wife. No. You know, and, you know, this is not financial advice. And when I say this, I'm really talking to myself. But this is the pivotal time, because right now, what do we have next? In 2 weeks, we're going to have the Immutable migration. There might be some FUD there, because people are going to be confused migrating over. What's going to happen after that? Master Collector, Omi utility being released, exchanges. It's going to be really, really quick, guys. We're going to have huge drops coming. I'm sure we're going to have better drops than we have now. Think about The Little Prince. I did not expect that. That's a big book, but that came out. That's going to be on VeVe. That's huge. That's going to be really, really valuable. That's what I'm going to go for. But it's going to be a big 2 weeks. We've been waiting for this moment. Now's the time to buy. So I will do more live streams this week. I will do as much video content as I could push out, encouraging you guys to get in on this investment now. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. And it's going to be an exciting time. It's exciting now. It's going to be way more exciting in the future. So, guys, I appreciate you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below, get this out to the algorithm. Check out these shirts. You can buy them, Lee 10, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Love y'all.